Well, hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So I have my benches in and hinges, lids on and all that jazz done. So my next job is to build the garage area, which is going to be here. So I need to build a frame that's going to come from this side right across to this side up to 29 inches above, and then plywood it, bring my lengths this way and then plywood it on the top. So let's get cracking. Right, so that's the first piece. It's not in, obviously, it's jammed in there because the measurements are very close and tight, which is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, I've got to start building the frame from there on in. At last I can use the spirit level because we're going from side to side rather than front to back. So that's here in the middle and pretty darn straight. Alright, that's our basic frame done. I now have to build onto that. It's not screwed into the floor. I just wanted to get it so the bottom in the middle and the top was all connected, and then I am going to make separate squares to come toward the back of the van. Alright, so there's the basic frames cut. They're not put together yet, so that's what I'm going to do next when I go back into the house and get the battery for the drill. Doofus. Alright, that's that done. You may notice that this isn't as square as the others. That's because this is the one that's going against the left wall, facing back to front. and I need a gap. Come off. I need a gap for the door hinges to go through, as most of you may or may not know, but you'll see when I put it on. So I also want this. This is probably going to be the basis for the gas cupboard, which is also going in that corner. So I think it'll be handy enough because I'll have this framework to work on if I want to expand it. I'm going to guesstimate that's about the size of a small gas canister. We'll find out, won't we? So that's what I mean with the holes for the hinges. And then if I close this door, which does slightly knock on that board sometimes, but I have loads of room, and that's the door fully closed. So yeah, I've just about got it on the nose there. Right, time to get these guys screwed in. Before I do that, I think I'm going to brush up. I swear to God, I brush up every single day before I start and every single day before I finish. But then again, this thing doesn't help. That's the exhaust. It does have an exhaust bag on it, but you know. Anyway, wood chippings are good for the soil. Right, I'll get cleaning up and then we'll crack on. So if there is one thing I have discovered about building a van, is things change, whether you like it or not, sometimes and mostly for the good. And as in this case, so what I've had to do is cut this bit out that I had my wires through, and what I'm doing is extending this part so my wires can get through in here. It's best laid plans of mice and men. Now, of course, this wouldn't happen to the perfect van lifers out there who plan their every move. I don't fall into that category. I'm more fly by the seat of your pants kind of girl, and wing it, making it up as I go along. Somehow, though, it always works out. I think. I think. So, I'm going to slot that back in there, like so. Jokes. And then my plan is to have these are up, so oh yeah, probably I should have told you, I cut this bit out for extra support on this end. Nothing is currently screwed down yet, because I want to make sure I get everything where it should be, and the size it should be, and the place it should be, and only then, apart from this bit was screwed down just because I needed it for the how much difference was going to be in between this and this. So my plan is, when my unscrewed piece of wood don't fly away, to have a piece here and a piece here. All my wiring, well, to be honest with you, half the wiring comes out the back here, so I'm okay, but all my my battery cables will be now coming up the back through here, and then if I have another piece here and another one across the top, my board, which is heavy, which I'm cutting off this bit because it's completely useless, will kind of, she says, hopefully sit against it like so. So that's the plan. And then the rest of my electrics are going here. So I'm having the inverter here, and the I can't remember the name of it, but it's the thing that cuts everything out if you're plugged into the mains. I need to get one, I haven't got one yet. What else? Oh yes, the DC to DC charger. It will be going around here somewhere, unless I put it at the front of the van. I haven't decided on that yet. So that's where we're up to so far. Alright, well, I'm going in for my lunch. So yesterday after lunch I decided I wanted a bit more stability to the framework, and I made these other pieces that are going to sit nice and tightly, so when the plyboard sits on top they've got something more than just this single post frame, whatever the bloody hell you want to call it. So I did this one, so I did this one first, and I was going to do this one after I did that one, only to realise I ran out of timber. So and then I couldn't carry on yesterday evening because I had to take my son to the ferry in Belfast, which is a good hour away from here, and yeah, it would have been too late to start anything then. So off to B&Q I went this morning. I've got some more timber. I'm already, I mean, you get 4 in a pack and I've already used 2, so hopefully it's like the 3rd time I have gone down. The last 2 times I just bought 2, because I was like, sure, the big long pieces, sure, I'll only need 8, and then I went down and bought another 2, and then that was another 8, and then I went down this morning and bought 4, as well as a hole cutter and some other bits and pieces I need for the next project. So yes, I think I'm happy enough with that so far, and what I'm going to do now is screw everything in, because I've got all my bits and pieces and everything's kind of fitting. That needs to lift a little, from rather than sitting on the board, it needs to come up slightly, so if you can see that. So I'm going to do that, not that high, but you know what I mean, I'll figure it out with the spirit level. So yeah, I'm going to get all this stuff screwed in. Yeah, sometimes it just doesn't always go swimmingly. So not only is this plywood too deep, it's too short. However, you got the general idea. I'm scared to death of climbing on top of it in case I break the socket and neck. But I wanted to show you the strength. Oh, I need to attach that bit. Right, so I need to attach that bit. But basically the rest of it is done. This is where I get schooled in how not to build a shelf. But if it can take my weight, there you go. More or less. That's me done. I'm absolutely shattered. And I'm not putting the plywood on today because I have to take this all apart to do another job that I should have done ages ago, which is cut a hole in this side of the van for the water tank. So everything I've just done needs to be undone. But at least I know where it's going. The bench needs to come out, the plywood wall needs to come out, and that's probably going to be my next video. That's me. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, say hi in the comments. Missing the comments, guys. Missing the comments. Like to read your thoughts. Yeah, and I'll see you next time. Always remember, you're never too old.